So a man is driving down this mountainside road, lots of twists and turns. It's dark, it's storming, and it's pouring rain, and his car breaks down. Well, he gets out and it gets soaking wet almost immediately, but he sees a light in a nearby building, and he wanders over and knocks on the door, and it's a monastery. A monk answers, and he says, "I'm sorry, my car broke down just down the road. Do you think I could possibly stay the night?" And of course they welcome him with open arms. They let him in. They give him some nice, dry, warm clothes. They feed him supper. They even fix his car. And that night he's trying to sleep, and he hears this strange sound, like nothing he's ever heard before. It's intoxicating, and it reminds him very much of the stories of Odysseus being seduced by the sirens as they called out to him, almost crashing his ship into the rocks. And he doesn't get any sleep at all that night. He's tossing and turning. He's trying to figure out what could possibly be making this sound. And the next morning, over breakfast, he asks the monks, "What was that noise?" And they say to him, "I'm sorry, we can't tell you. You're not a monk." Well, he's very upset. He really wants to know the answer, but they're not going to tell him. So he is forced to leave and take his repaired car and go on about and live his life for a few years. But all that time, it's haunting him, right? He just wants to know. He's desperate to know what was making that sound. And so he goes back to the monastery, and he says, "Please tell me, what was that intoxicating noise?" And they say, "I'm sorry, we can't tell you. You're not a monk." And he says, "Look, if the only way I'm going to find out what is making that beautiful sound is to become a monk, then please just make me a monk. I've got to know." And the head monk says, "In order for that to happen, you must first travel the earth and tell us how many blades of grass there are and the exact number of grains of sand. When you have these answers, come back here. You will then have what it takes to become a monk." Well, the man leaves, and he wanders the earth for years and years and years, going about his task. And after years of searching, he comes back as a gray-haired old man, long white beard. He knocks on the door of the monastery, and the monk answers, and he's brought before a gathering of all the monks in the monastery. And the head monk says, "What have you learned on your quest?" And he says, "In my quest to find what makes that beautiful sound, I traveled the earth, and I found what you've asked for. By design, the world is in a state of perpetual change, and only God can know what you asked of me. All a man can know is himself, and then only if he is honest, reflective, and willing to strip away all self-deception." The monks nod and say, "Congratulations. You have attained the wisdom necessary to become a monk. We shall now show you the way to the mystery of the sacred sound." And so the monks all lead the man down the stairs of the cellar till he gets to a wooden door. And the head monk says the sound is beyond that door. And he gives the man a key to the wooden door, which he opens. And behind the wooden door is another door made of stone. And the man is given a key to the stone door, and he opens it. And behind that is a door made of ruby. And so it goes and goes and goes. There are doors and keys made of emerald and pearl and diamond. And finally they come to a door made of solid gold. And the sound is now so clear, it is evident it is just on the other side of that door. And the head monk holds up a golden key, very ornate, and he says to the man, "This is the last key to the last door." And the man can't believe it. This is his life's wish behind that door. He's waited his whole life for this answer, and his hands are shaking. He unlocks the door. He turns the knob. He slowly pushes the door open. And the sound is so seductive, so beautiful, he falls to his knees weeping. And suddenly everything has fallen into place. It's all so clear to him. It all makes perfect sense that the source of this mysterious sound is... I'm sorry, I can't tell you. You're not a monk.